ministry right now, viewers. But remember, he's not there. Sanjeev Srivastava, Dr. Ranganathan are here with us. Sanjeev Srivastava, he's not there really as a suspect in this entire issue. He's there as a witness, and the witness to what? To apparently the tweaking of the pricing policy that happened according to the depositions of some individuals there who have confessed allegedly before the investigative agencies. And that's what they want to find out. Was he in the room when that tweaking happened? If he was in the room, what was the motive behind the tweaking where the profit margin was suddenly increased? So, Sanjeev Srivastava, there was or there is some reason, rationale behind this summons.
So, Rahul, I have been listening to all your panelists and of course also following the Atik story through your channel. So like Mr. Sundaram or Dr. Ranganathan or even the BJP spokesperson, I think there are a couple of things which are very clear.
Yeah.
So there needs to be some questioning of Mr. Kejriwal in this scam. What has happened in this liquor policy change which has benefited the liquor industry and caused some loss to the state exchequer. The issue is of, like you, Rahul, you have throughout maintained, especially in your intro, couple of times said process versus persecution. Process according to BJP and persecution according to opposition, and in this case Mr. Kejriwal. So I think Mr. Sundaram said that why couldn't he have been, why make a spectacle? That is point number one. He could have been questioned in his office. He could have been sent a questionnaire to which he would have replied. So that's point number one. And point number two really is about the process. The process, why is the process like that only one side is all black and the other side is all very pure and pristine? Like you yourself said, you talked about the Karnataka ministers. See, if they are corrupt and if they are denied ticket, is that the only punishment? Somehow ensure that Kejriwal is not given a ticket next time, or Manish Sisodia or Rahul Gandhi or whoever you think is corrupt from the opposition side. They need to be pushed, harassed, pursued. Nothing ever happens. And even on that statistics which you have been giving out, I am not sure about the CBI, but about the ED statistics when they say 21 out of 25 cases, those are the cases which have actually gone to the court and a trial and charge sheet has happened. About thousands of cases ED has filed without a charge sheet, without anything. They just, so that conviction percentage is very different. You are talking about the conviction percentage only according to what has gone for trial. And the final point which I have always repeatedly said, and it's not for the first time I am saying it, we all know that all the institutions in this country, all the agencies, even the judiciary has been manipulated. Every ill in the system.
Let's be careful. Let's be careful when we say that judiciary has been manipulated and all that. I can't take that on board. The judiciary is coming down very hard on contempt, Sanjeev ji. So please.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's not say that, because that sort of opens a can of worms which I cannot substantiate. You might have some. If you are ready to face the wrath of the courts, as a channel, I can't underline this business of judiciary being manipulated, because, sir, there are many instances when the judiciary lets off people on the other side and they go out there, especially in the opposition, and say, oh, we love this free and independent judiciary. We love the justices who came out into the forecourt. In fact, after that, they went back into their chambers and did not remove, any of the, what they claimed were anomalies in the roster system, for example, of cases. It just went back to normal. But for that moment, top editors were saying, we told you the whole system is, corroding. We told you that everything is amiss and all of that. And those same people then go back and become Rajya Sabha MPs, and then again we start by vilifying them. So let's not be selective here. And I cannot substantiate this, viewers. We cannot take these remarks on board. There is no process by which I can expunge what Srivastava ji said. But Milords, I'm really terribly sorry that this has been said. I'm sure he didn't mean it in that malign manner.
Rahul.
Yeah, please clarify.
Yeah, so what I was trying to say that all the ills in our vyavastha, all the manner in which institutions or agency has been compromised, all through the decades, everything has been the contribution or the way has been shown by the Congress party. The difference now is that this particular dispensation or government has taken it to a completely different zone. They are operating like from a different planet.
Okay.
So if the
Let me bring in Shehzad Poonawalla on this. You are operating from a different planet. Planet, the planet of war, Mars, which we have terraformed and turned into this tyrannical sort of leviathan called the ED and the CBI that swoops down on all of us like pterodactyls on acid and then pick us up one by one and take us and jail us. So, Shehzad, what do you make of this?
Of course, we are operating from a different planet if Mr. Kejriwal is going to be compared to modern day Mahatma Gandhi. Can you believe that comparison? That Mahatma Gandhi strove for prohibition. He said we should ban liquor, and this man who made one pay one free is saying I'm modern day Mahatma Gandhi. This is the level of narcissism. Secondly, Rahul, I just have one question to ask. All these Bhrashtachar ke Bhaichara wale log went to Supreme Court, 14 parties saying that ED CBI is being misused. What did they get out of the Supreme Court? In the last 10 months, Satyendra Jain has been jailed and he has been kept there by the courts, and the courts have come up with 3 orders. One High Court order of 2019, one High Court order of 2022 and another trial court order of 2022 saying prima facie he has done hawalabazi. Is the court vindictive? Manish Sisodia went up to the highest court, he got no relief, and your reporter showed the order in which there is a finding that he is the architect of the Sharab Ghotala. He has received 100 crore rupees bribe, and how they manipulated the entire policy and formed a cartel that has been documented as a finding, not as an observation anymore. Rahul Shivshankar, Vijay Nair is in jail for the last 6 months. He was operating out of a government bungalow of Kailash Gehlot. Now when there are legitimate questions, if you have nothing to hide, or proverbially speaking, chor ki mooch mein tinka nahi hai, to go and submit yourselves. Why are you trying to put yourselves above the law? Point number 1. Point number 2, since August you had time. If there was nothing and it was all junjuna, nothing has been found, Manish Sisodia is innocent, you would have got the FIR quashed. In fact, the court is keeping you in jail saying that you can't be released. So are the courts playing along with the BJP? And thirdly, look, we are on another planet, because in one planet, Arvind Kejriwal used to call Lalu Prasad Yadav corrupt before his conviction. Today, Lalu has been convicted 4 times, but their official spokespersons refuse to say Lalu is corrupt. I have been on debates with them from the last 2 days. Not one of their official spokesperson will ever say corrupt. They'll come up with some kind of whataboutery.
Shehzad, the Aam Aadmi Party, and in fact Raghav Chadda said, and I am repeating, he said, where is the money, honey? Where is the money, honey? He said it twice. Yeah. He also said, he also compared Kejriwal to modern day Mahatma. I know you want to respond to it. Let's quickly play out what Raghav Chadda said yesterday.
अरविंद केजरीवाल का बाल भी बांका नहीं कर पाएगी भारतीय जनता पार्टी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जांच एजेंसियां। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का डर कुछ इस कदर उनके सर पर चढ़कर बोल रहा है कि एक एक कर आम आदमी पार्टी के तमाम नेताओं को जेल में डाला जा रहा है। आम आदमी पार्टी एक आंदोलन से निकली पार्टी है। अरविंद केजरीवाल इज मॉडर्न डे महात्मा गांधी विद अनइम्पीचेबल इंटेग्रिटी। आम आदमी पार्टी कार्रवाई करेगी, मिलिशियस प्रोसिक्यूशन का, फोर्जरी का, प्रोडक्शन ऑफ फॉल्स एविडेंस इन कोर्ट का, सारे मुकदमे दर्ज कर हम कानूनी रास्ता अवश्य अपनाएंगे।
ये लोग धमकी दे रहे हैं कि केजरीवाल को जेल में भेज देंगे। भेज दो, जरूर भेजो। इससे क्या होगा? देश की समस्याएं दूर हो जाएंगी। केजरीवाल को जेल में भेजने से सबको रोजगार मिल जाएगा, सबको शिक्षा मिल जाएगी? नहीं ना। हां, आपके अहंकार की संतुष्टि जरूर हो जाएगी। प्रधानमंत्री जी, अगर केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है तो दुनिया का कोई आदमी ईमानदार नहीं है। केजरीवाल देश के लिए जीता है और देश के लिए मरेगा। आप मुझे 100 बार सीबीआई ईडी बुलाओगे तो मैं 100 बार जाऊंगा। आप हम भारत के लोगों को परेशान कर सकते हैं, पर अब आप भारत को रोक नहीं पाओगे।
Answer that, Shehzad Poonawalla.
Yeah, Pranesh, just give me a couple of opportunities. First of all, I'm quoting from para 41 of the 2023 March 31st order, where is the money, honey, has been answered by the court. Court has answered it, honey. Court says, Mr. Manish Sisodia has received advance kickbacks of around 90 to 100 crores, which was meant for him and his colleagues in GNCTD, and 20 to 30 crores have been routed through the co-accused. Here is the money, honey. And secondly, today Mr. Kejriwal, and let me please use your platform to make a very important disclosure. Mr. Kejriwal said in his statement that I was a income tax commissioner. मैंने ये नौकरी को लात मारी, अगर चाहता तो 20 से 30 करोड़ रुपए मैं करोड़ों रुपए कमा सकता था. I have the statement, I can play it out for you. By the way, Mr. Pranesh, this man is such a serial liar. He was never the income tax commissioner. And here is the statement of the IRS Association saying that Arvind Kejriwal never worked as the income tax commissioner. Let me play out that statement for you because there are some people who will never accept what I'm saying.
जो केजरीवाल भ्रष्टाचारी है, मैं पहले इनकम टैक्स में कमिश्नर की नौकरी करता था, चाहता जितने मर्जी करोड़ों रुपए कमा लेता.
Now I ask you, please do your own independent research, Pranesh. This man and his party lied about 800 crores audio tape of us bribing them. Where is that audio tape? Kitne mahine ho gaye? Isn't it a crime under POCA if we have done this kind of bribery? Where is the audio tape? Why haven't they given it to Times? Now,
Akashdeep Muni, ready to respond to what you're saying, Shehzad. Let's hear it from Dr. Muni.
You know, Pranesh, this case is a classic case where central agencies are being misused for political gain.
So is Mr. Kejriwal the commissioner? First answer that.
Now, Shehzad, please listen to me. Now listen to me. I was not interrupting you. Don't heckle. Don't.
No, he's asking you a question. There is no heckling. Akashdeep Muni is asking you a direct question. You can take this one by one.
Any question. Let me reply. Let me reply first of all. The first point I want to make is that this is a classic case of central agencies being misused at the help. The point number one I want to make is that in the case of extension of ED, director of ED, there was a case in the Supreme Court where the Supreme Court appointed a amicus curiae. The Supreme Court appointed an amicus curiae to find out that is it illegal, and the amicus curiae, who is the senior advocate, clearly said that the extension given one by one to the CBI directorate was illegal, and I'm quoting the amicus curiae here. Second point which I want to make is that it was the Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah, who is the boss of Shehzad, who said that CBI has been always misused, and when he was the Home Minister, when he was brought in by CBI, it was the CBI who told that name Modi.
Answer specific questions, Mr. Muni.
It means that if CBI was
Manish, can we have specific answers? I quoted a high.
He's warming up to your question. He's warming up to your question. Give him some time, Shehzad. He's just coming to it.
The CBI was not corrupt at that point in time. CBI is not corrupt this point in time. If CBI was corrupt and wanted Amit Shah to name...
Dr. Muni, this is not about CBI. This is about Arvind Kejriwal. This is about Sisodia.
This is about the central agency.
You're still not answering the question.
Now let me come to the question of evidence. That is not a single documentary evidence that has been produced by the people, that is ED and CBI.
What you're doing, I'll tell you what you're doing. Dr. Ranganathan, you have to come in here because, this needs the intervention of the good doctor. Dr. Muni is framing his own questions and then answering it.
Yes, with due respect to my good friend, Doctor, please.
Go ahead.
Dr. Muni, come on. Yeah. Please, I did not interrupt you. Please. Yeah. Pranesh, just a couple of issues, to rebut the good Dr. Muni. The name of the party is Aam Aadmi Party. Aam Aadmi. Doctor साहब, आप आम आदमी हैं, मैं आम आदमी हूं और अरविंद केजरीवाल भी आम आदमी है. So please do not create this dharna kind of situation. Bring in your chief ministers, big shots to accompany Kejriwal to go as if he's going for a battle to a border. No, please, no, Pranesh, please, just please allow me, Doctor, please. Number two, 10 साल से सुप्रीम कोर्ट का वर्बल ऑब्जर्वेशन था ऑन नरेंद्र मोदी मॉडर्न डे नेरो. उसको लेके वर्बल ऑब्जर्वेशन रिटर्न नहीं था, उसको लेके आप लोगों ने 15 साल तक मोदी को गिल्टी प्रोक्लेम किया. यहां पे रिटर्न बेल ऑर्डर है डिनाई करते हुए जज का 34 पेज, जिसमें वो कह रहे हैं प्राइमा फेसाई Manish Sisodia is the architect of this embezzled scam of 90 to 100 crores. आप कहना चाहते हैं कि उनका सबसे चाहता मिनिस्टर फंसा हुआ है allegedly 90 to 100 crores में और केजरीवाल को कोई भनक भी नहीं है? At least questioning तो करनी चाहिए ना. I am not saying Sisodia is guilty. Neither am I saying that Kejriwal is involved. But how can you say that Kejriwal should not be interrogated? Come on, doctor.
There is, you see, on this panel, viewers, this... No, hang on. Just 1 second, Dr. Muni. 1 second. On this panel, there is one metaphorical cadaver. And one doctor, Dr. Ranganathan, is doing his job by looking at the vital signs to determine what is wrong. Then there is another spin doctor who is saying there is no cadaver. You're imagining it. This cadaver doesn't exist.
Rahul,
this is a hologram. Now, Dr. Muni, I'm going to ask you 5 things. I'm going to ask you 5 things. No, 1 second. I'm going to put 5 points to you. And this is very simple. Very simple. I'm going to read out just 5 points from
counting the time of the question and the
bail order. Yes, you respond.
आंसर का टाइम देखूंगा मैं.
हाँ, आप 5-10 मिनट 15 मिनट लीजिए सर. आप 1 घंटा ले लीजिए. आप राजघाट में एक बुकिंग कर लीजिए. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. There's no problem. You come here also to the studio. You sit with me, but you answer these 5 points. Okay.
Just ask him, Rahul. If I can just ask him, do you support Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Muni? Dr. Muni, do you support Mahatma Gandhi? Yes or no?
No, is this about the liquor gate probe or Mahatma Gandhi? Isn't it digression?
Simple question,
Rahul?
I'll just tell you, the reason is because Mr. Kejriwal compares himself, Mr. Kejriwal compares himself, and look, you're all entitled to. Everyone wants to be Mahatma Gandhi. He's the father of the nation. He is a worthy role model that a large number of people want to compare themselves to. But there was an inconsistency there. The comparison falls flat in this particular context. Maybe in honesty sweepstakes, yes. But unfortunately, viewers, in this context, Mahatma Gandhi had a problem with alcohol. He didn't want to have alcohol sold in this country. The scam is about liquor, dispensing of liquor licenses throughout. Now, viewers, it's great. I'm never one for prohibition because there are attendant problems with prohibition. Never empower the mafia. One, you can see the consequences of that. Uttar Pradesh and Bihar overrun by them. When Haryana experimented with prohibition, we saw the follow-up. But this is not about prohibition. It's not about Mahatma Gandhi. This is about 5 basic points that the court has made while denying Mr. Sisodia, the deputy, viewers, the deputy of Mr. Kejriwal. There is a parallel here. Gujarat riots, the deputy at that time was Mr. Amit Shah. Coming to you, doctor, was Amit Shah. And therefore, the chief minister was held guilty because how could the deputy not have informed the chief minister? Here, the CBI is only asking a simple question. Many people have been telling us in the course of this inquiry that certain things transpired at Mr. Kejriwal's residence. Tweaking of the floor pricing of the profit margins of the liquor sales. Did this happen in front of you, sir? Just answer this one basic question. And while denying bail to Mr. Sisodia, this is what was said. And let me quote. That through AAP communication chief Vijay Nair, Sisodia was in fact contact with South Lobby and formulation of a favorable policy for them was being ensured at every cost, and a cartel was permitted to be formed to achieve monopoly in sale in certain liquor brands against the very objectives of the policy. Thus, as per allegations made by the prosecution and evidence collected in support. Evidence collected in support. Let me repeat. Evidence, I'm coming to it, sir. I'm coming to it. Evidence collected in support, the applicant can prima facie be held to be the architect prima facie architect of the said criminal conspiracy, unquote. So doubts about whether this is a conspiracy have been allayed. The role prima facie of Mr. Sisodia is sought to have been observed based on what, viewers? Evidence collected in support. Now this is, I don't believe that this is an indictment. But viewers, This is a matter of fact observation by the court, not oral. Written into the order, written in. That will exist black and white for any other judge or any other higher court to peruse. Then, quote, one second. In turn, it is noted that of this kickback amount, 20 to 30 crores is found to have been routed through various accused persons. And again, I'm extra emphasis. In turn, certain provisions of the excise policy were permitted to be tweaked and manipulated.
Correct.
Manipulated by the applicant. Who is the applicant? Manish Sisodia, to protect and preserve the interest of South Liquor Lobby and to ensure repayment of the kickbacks to the said lobby, unquote. Number 3, it is said that there, and this is the order again, quote, may be serious apprehensions of destruction or tampering of something further evidence and even of influencing some prime witnesses of the case by him, unquote, on the basis of which bail has not been granted. Then it goes on to say, mere filing of a charge sheet against 7 other co-accused does not matter much in a case like this, where deep-rooted conspiracy for commission of some economic offences affecting the people at large is alleged to have been committed, unquote. So viewers, to say that Mr. Kejriwal should not even be called is actually a travesty in itself. Now, Dr. Muni, I think you will at least admit today that a party born on the back of the India Against Corruption movement, Anna Hazare's movement, should at least be willing to say, yes, we are innocent and we will prove it by making ourselves available, going through this process, punishment, procedure, whatever you want to call it, and then we will expose those who try to trap us. That should be the spirit. Should it not?
As per the procedure of ED and CBI, in case of chief ministers, the CBI officer could have directly gone to the office of the chief ministers and could have, as he is the witness as per the records and not the accomplice. But it was not done. There was a summon made, and there might be more to it that the CBI would have been in mind, of course. The summon was not needed. They would have gone to the office of the chief minister and as he's the witness. First. Second point is that in the case, nobody is questioning that why he cannot be called. Call him. Question him. Not an issue. But, of course, in the same vein, make the CBI free. Don't make the CBI quote-unquote the cage parrot as per the Supreme Court said. I'm not saying it. Has there been autonomy given to the CBI? Ranganathan ji, आप बताइए ना. Autonomy मिला है CBI को, ED को.
Dr. Muni.
मिला है. Out of the box काम कर सकते हैं कि नहीं कर सकते? I'm not saying. I'm saying the amicus curiae appointed by the Supreme Court says that the ED director who has been appointed, whose extension has been given one by one.
Dr. Muni, you asked me a question. Let me reply.
No, let me complete.
Let him complete.
The amicus curiae said it. It is illegal. The extension given. I am not saying it. The Supreme Court appointed amicus curiae, who is a senior advocate, says it. I want to say that how Dr. Ranganathan came out and said that the CBI and ED should be made free. BJP is not doing
Rahul,
it.
may I just come in quickly?
Can I reply now?
Yeah, okay. Quick response from Dr. Ranganathan and then also Shehzad Poonawala right after. Yes, since Dr. Ranganathan's name has been referenced. Yes, very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very disappointing that my good friend Dr. Muni has not been hearing me for God knows how many years. I have been the first proponent of CBI being made independent. In fact, I was the one who sided with, castigated even the late Mr. Jaitley, because it was he on April 30th, 2013, who made a speech, a fantastic speech in Parliament saying that the CBI should be made independent. And in fact, Shehzad is there. I don't know how the quirk of fate it is. Whenever I'm talking of CBI independence, Shehzad aa jata hai. This is the 4th straight time when I am talking of giving independence to the CBI, and my good friend Shehzad is here on the same panel. But and I'm not going to trouble him again and asking him. I've asked him so many times. I have said CBI remains a case.
You are the common man.
I have
said. Right.
Dr.
You know, Rahul, since I represent some aspect of the government, let me respond to this, please.
Let him
last time Shehzad was there on the same panel and we were talking about the independence of CBI. I asked him.
Okay, let him respond now. Doctor, let him respond. He's here.
Look, Rahul, I am very clear.
I am Mr. Jaitley talked of 7 points that would make the
I think
CBI
he's going to address those. He's going to address those.
Sure.
Rahul, look, as a spokesperson of a national party, I make it my business to talk about facts. I never come here and talk on rhetorics. This is my track record as well. Therefore, I speak about what has been said by the courts in orders. The court in an order said that CBI was a cage parrot during the UPA. Has the court said that same thing in the last 9 years? No. The 14 parties went through Abhishek Manu Singhvi and they argued the same facts which are being argued on your show, but the court said no. And therefore, I don't need to keep coming and giving my, position on how independent the CBI is or the ED is. The courts have done that. If they felt that it was not independent, they would have made the same finding or observation today. Point one. But that's not the issue. The issue today is that in black and white documentary, there is allegations, not allegations, but findings about the Sharab Ghotala, which are not being answered by Aam Aadmi Party. And let me ask 2-3 more questions. Here is the Dhawan Committee report. The Dhawan Committee report does not say that you should increase the commission from 2.5% to 12%. Can you tell me which para says it should have been increased? The Dhawan Committee report said that the wholesale should not be given to private to prevent cartelization. Can you tell me where it was written and why did you go against that? The Dhawan Committee report said blacklisted and manufacturing companies should not come in. Why did you allow them? The Dhawan Committee report, based on that, you issued show cause notices to 2 companies which are blacklisted, including Indo Spirits in 2021, and no action was taken because you received bribes from them. Can you please answer the specific questions? L1 of Airport Zone was allowed to encash their EMD of 30 crore rupees in violation of 4411B of the Delhi excise rules. Can you please tell me how did you do that? Why was the operational period of the licenses increased without due permission? Can you please answer the specifics of the Sharab Ghotala? If it was so great, why did you withdraw it?
Shehzad.
Yeah, look, the larger question, yes, 1 second. The larger question about the CBI's independence, etc., we can park away for another time. Viewers, no one's running away from that. There is a problem. Yes, Sanjeev Srivastava, a quick response to Shehzad Poonawala. Yes, and I want to bring in Raja Gopalan ji also.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
And Mr. Nigam. Yeah. Go ahead.
One line. Just one line which Shehzad can say NO or YES, yes or no. The only issue is forget autonomy, independence. This will very unlikely to happen. I will not say never happen. But there should be some semblance of impartiality. Is there not even one relevant BJP senior leader or somebody who has to be investigated? Is all corruption only in opposition? That is what never happened during Congress time. Even some Congress leaders were investigated. They resigned, they were punished. In this regime, my limited point is never spare the guilty or corrupt. So all Kejriwals or anybody, they should question. But why just one side?
Why just one side? Okay. Shehzad
why so selective?
Why just one side? There is this growing perception.
I have understood the
Yeah, okay.
Sanjeev, if I may answer this question. First of all, this is not a monkey balancing of an editorial line that every time I have to do a case on somebody who's corrupt, I need to catch somebody who's not corrupt. This is not an editorial line of one of those foreign publications that you need to balance. Point number one. Mr. Srivastava, you have to give me the opportunity to
1:100.
Mr. Srivastava, I have been patient. I really respect you and admire you. Mr. Srivastava, you know that. You may speak, but in your turn, let me speak my turn. Thank you, sir. In the interest of a fair debate. Secondly, during 2004 to 14, the culprits or the people caught by the agencies were also Congress, NCP, TDP, SP, BSP, RJD. These were the same people. Today, they are the same people. It is their charitra, whether in power or out of power, to do corruption. What can I do about it? But let me answer specifically. On this show, with Anand and with Rahul, they asked me, what have you done about YR Chaudhary? I showed them the case against YR Chaudhary is on. They asked me, what have you done about the Mumbai MLAs? Sarnaik, the case was on. In fact, the Uddhav Sena tried to close the case. We kept the case on. The case was continued. They asked me about Mukul Roy. No case against Mukul Roy was stopped. But I ask you, why was TMC taking Mukul Roy if he's so corrupt? So now you please answer that in BJP, even if leaders have come, they have not been spared. Okay. But why have you taken in TMC Mukul Roy? Please tell me that.
Look, there will be a lot of cross-questioning on these issues. But viewers, look, are we going to now say कि आपने इसलिए नहीं किया तो हम इसलिए नहीं आएंगे? That's whataboutery. Let's address the central issue. Mr. Raja Gopalan is there. Sanjeev ji, the point is well made, but that can hardly be an argument tonight for suggesting that Mr. Kejriwal should be given a perhaps
but I'm not arguing on that side.
Longer leash. So that's good. That's good. So let's, that debate is a never-ending debate, and we know the hypocrisy. So that can't be anyone's best defense, right? I mean, even to his credit, Mr. Kejriwal says ki, what is going to happen to me is that I'll be arrested. So he's not really looking at why, Chaudhary has not been picked up and all that. Right now, he's concerned about his own welfare, well-being, etc., etc., and the diminishing light at the end of the tunnel that he sees for himself. Now, why he sees it is perhaps the question that we should be asking, and perhaps it's because in this particular matter, the CBI and the ED seems to have, going by what this particular order is saying, viewers, and I'm only going by what the order is saying, seems to have done something of some value. Just to quote this particular order, has submitted evidence in support. These are the exact words of their claims. And that viewers, means that there is a case to be answered for. Mr. Raja Gopalan, very quickly before I go across to Nilashish and Nigamji.
Very quickly, 2 points, Rahul Shivshar. One is, who is that my boy? Vijay Nair. That is what CBI is going to inquire from Mr. Sisodia. Second thing, can I get enlightened?
Mr.
Kejriwal.
Who is my boy?
Second thing, who is my boy? That Vijay Nair. He told this to Kavita. My boy is Vijay Nair. So therefore, Vijay Nair stayed at Mr. Sisodia's house. Second point, can the witness be changed as accused by the CBI after this interrogation? If Mr. Kejriwal failed to answer, can the witness be made as accused? Let Mr. Advocate Nigam can reply to me.
Mr. Nigam, can a witness become an accused at some point?
Yes, certainly. Already the MFSI evidence is already on record. He is just being summoned for questioning. And now, if further evidence comes out,
anybody can be, become accused. Even people who are not even being investigated now can tomorrow become accused if the evidence comes out. Now let me answer, because I was patiently hearing everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody who has any doubt on the liquor scam should look at the cabinet note of the Kejriwal government, where they themselves have admitted the huge amount of financial and revenue losses and other, wrongdoings which are there. Secondly, yes, today Mr. Kejriwal is comparing himself with a human being, Mahatma Gandhi, but in yesterday's, he did compare himself with Lord Krishna as well. So this comparison thing, he's trying to project himself through self-praise to become larger than life picture by emotional factors rather than factual or evidence. Now, thirdly, let me answer about the conviction. Sanjeev ji talked about conviction. See, conviction rate only comes out after conviction, not before conviction. Please understand that. That's a simple principle, and not many people have been calculating conviction rate before the conviction in a case has taken place. So conviction rate in the ED case is roughly about 85%. Roughly about 85%, and I say this great sense of proportionality and responsibility. Thirdly, somebody called, CBI is a caged parrot, which he forgot the subsequent changes which took place by amendment to the certain acts, which is Delhi Police Act and other acts, Central Vigilance Committee Act, where the director was appointed through a committee of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and also the Chief Justice of India. This is how it is no more a caged parrot, and subsequent changes were also made with the terms and conditions of service of the director and deputy and joint directors. So please read your facts properly, and before you comment on that. It's no more a caged parrot. It is, and the underlying unity of the opposition is the corruption, which is very shocking.
Okay, well, that's a sweeping claim. That's a sweeping claim, Mr. Nigam. Of course, that's a subjective opinion on your part. You're entitled to have one.
Rahul, one second, Rahul.
One second, sir. Just updates coming in. One second, updates coming in. I want to very quickly go across to Nilashish and Bhavtosh. Nilashish, very quickly, what's happening? What's the update? What's the update?
Well, Rahul, it's been about an hour and a half since Mr. Kejriwal arrived at at the CBI headquarters. In fact, the questioning, as we believe, is still continuing here at the headquarters. As far as the line of questioning is concerned, we are expecting that there would be questions with regard to the know-how, whether the modifications in terms of the margin of profit could have been known to Mr. Kejriwal. There are statements that had come out which have led to the questioning of the Delhi Chief Minister from also the approver, the initially accused Dinesh Arora, who turned approver, whether or not there are substantiated claims as far as Arora is concerned.
We are changing focus. Viewers, we are changing focus. Developments on the Atik case coming in thick and fast, and I want to change our attention to that